Everybody, welcome back to the Awesome and Gizmo show. I'm getting used to saying that new name. The Gizmo is eating dinner. She's eating fish, rice, and some broccoli. Hopefully, she's doing what she's supposed to do. I'm keeping an eye on her as I make this video. But I wanted to do this very, very quickly because I was listening to Corey Holcomb speak about Birdman and Tony Braxton getting a divorce. Supposedly, I didn't even know they were married. I guess they technically were married, and she's filed for divorce, and I guess they tried to work it out, but they didn't. Things didn't go as transpired. Now she wants 160 million of his money, something along. This is all according to him. I've done no research on this, so it doesn't particularly. I'm not well informed. Once again, this is just his perspective. I'm not dealing with any of that. I'm only dealing with what he said to young men. It's Corey's position that no young man today should get married under any circumstances because it's a bad bet for him. I don't agree. And as much as I respect Corey, and nobody has to agree with everything, he does say a lot of things that are correct, and I am a subscriber to him. But I'll never tell, however, I'll never tell a black man that marriage is not a good thing if done correctly. And I don't believe that. I keep saying that every woman it's always a money grab. These situations are very, very, first of all, and I've said this previously, black people only have 3% of wealth in this country total, 2.5 to 3%. So it's not like we have really a lot to lose, the majority of us, right? It's not like this notion that we have so much to lose. Yes, we have individuals who do really well, some individuals, but collectively, no. And, should a man use discernment, and should he use good judgment, and should he be a man who has vetted and tested his woman? Yes. But to say that he should never make her an honest woman and make her his wife, especially if he plans to leave a legacy and have children, which a lot of men wish to do. Now, if you don't want to have children, then that's your prerogative, and you know what I'm saying. That's all fine and dandy as well. However, to say that men should never make wives out of the women that you have children with, especially if you choose to have a legacy and you want to be able to see your name and your blood live on as you transition, that's a very, very silly statement to make. What you should be telling men, and I let me back this up. I can't say what another man should be telling another man. What I'll tell young men is this: pay attention to the woman. Pay attention to when she got with you. Was she there with you from the beginning? What is her spending habits like? What does she enjoy? What truly excites her? Is she comfortable with you just hanging out, watching Netflix? Now, clearly no woman just wants to do that all the time. But what I will say is this: what I've tend to notice about women is they just want to be in your presence a lot of times. If she really truly likes you, if she's truly there for the correct reasons, she just want to be in your presence. She just wants to be around you. She just wants to be able to enjoy you. Gizmo is messing around with this pan that Gizmo, stop messing with that. Stop it. So there's that. And so, that does that mean you should not take her out and show her a good time? Absolutely, that does not. Because, a man should do that. However, you should not make that your priority. You should know that she's there for the correct reasons. And there are ways to test that. You can put her in the room with men who are successful, your peers, your friends. Leave her alone and see how she behaves, right? We used to do that when we was, when I was living when I was running with a certain type of group. I won't name the guy's name, but I mean, one chick I brought through, my little heart was crushed when I came through the spot, and to see, I brought her through there because I thought she was unique, and I brought her through, and I didn't have as much money as my guys, and they was killing them. know what I'm saying? These guys was really them guys. And they in there shooting dice and woo. And I said something, I said, listen, if I gotta go do something right quick, but I can't take you with me, I'll be right back. I said, just sit here, you know what I'm saying? Chill out. Came back 2 hours later. One leg this way, the other one that way. So, you know, and there's that. So, you know, it's not like these things are super new. Men, there's so much bitterness toward women that men tend to tell young men bad advice and tell them that they shouldn't ever do anything because their situation didn't work out, or because you can speak to certain situations. You can speak to Tyree's situation. We're always trying to speak to and try to live our lives through people whom we don't know, right? These people are celebrities. They live a totally different. Their experience is totally removed from the black man and the regular average black woman on a regular basis. That it's not even worth discussing. So we need to stop trying to base our decisions on what they do. And that's never a good look for another man to say, oh, you know, I'm not going to get married to a woman because Birdman got divorced and Tony Braxton wants 160 million of his money. What do that have to do with you when a lot of us don't even have 160 bucks? You see what I'm saying? And so if you are a man who has assets and things to protect, then you should be doing that as well. But you should have been putting yourself in that position, you know, to vet this woman correctly and smartly before you even thought about marrying her, right? So you should have known a lot more and made better decisions previous to the marriage. And then there's ways to protect yourself. And I'm coming, Gizmo. Okay, so I gotta make sure she eats. So that's just what I wanted to say really, really quickly. Please stop using, we have to stop using athletes and entertainers and people who are in certain positions as validation, as ways to validate or invalidate certain things. We have to live our lives the way we see fit. I think that's really one of the biggest problems with social media and one of the biggest problems with the world reality shows. People tend to act like their experience is their experience. And we have to get more real, and we have to get much more realistic in terms of our thinking. Let me go get my pumpkin. Awesome saying, you know, so be it. Hit the comment. Let me know if y'all like that, if you agree, if you disagree, and we'll chop it up later. Peace.